Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Rain has moved off to the east, but exact track 40 radar showing why we could be in for a wintry mix to start 2023. Good evening. If you're heading out to New Year's celebrations tonight, you should be okay, but tomorrow morning could be a bit tricky. Our Brian Sherman tracking it all and joins us this evening. Brian, that rain, we needed it, but I'm glad it's out of here.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad it's out of here, too, Grant. We are heading into the last part of 2022 on a dry note for just about everyone across southeastern Michigan tonight. Exact track 40 radar. The rain out of here, but as Grant was alluding to, we could see a little bit of a wintry mix possible overnight tonight after midnight and into early on New Year's morning. Tower cam over downtown Detroit. We've kept the cloud cover now that the rain is gone for just about everyone. Temperatures dropping into the upper 30s as you're heading out early this evening. 39 right now here in Detroit, 38 over in Ann Arbor, 39 tonight as you're working over into Howell, and 39 right now working over into Adrian. Behind the rain, that moved quickly off to the east with the cold front. We've left the cloud cover for just about the entire state. But you look off to the west, heading over Lake Michigan, that is snow coming off of Wisconsin, crossing into Lake Michigan. But with temperatures slowly falling into the 30s tonight, we are dry until about after midnight tonight. And that's when I start to bring in just a little bit of a wintry mix as temperatures go near that freezing mark heading into early on New Year's morning. We're going to talk more about that and near record high temperatures on the way next week. Your complete 4-1 forecast coming up in just a few minutes. And with the rain and snow into the forecast, don't forget to download that Forewarn weather app. The best way to get exact track 40 radar, future track, and weather alerts all in the palm of your hands. You can find it in your favorite app store. Just search WDIV.
All right, thanks, Brian. We'll see you soon. A 15-year-old boy was shot and killed at a hotel party overnight. It happened at the Hawthorne Suites just on the border of Dearborn and Detroit. Our Jacqueline Francis is there live. Jacqueline, what do we know this evening?
Grant, more than 12 hours later, and we're told no arrests have been made as Detroit police continue to search for the person that shot and killed that 15-year-old boy at a hotel party early this morning. Around 3:30 this morning, Detroit police responded to a report of a shooting at Hawthorne Suites off of Southfield Freeway near the Dearborn and Detroit border. Officers telling us around 20 to 30 teens were there for a hotel party when gunshots rang out, taking the life of a 15-year-old boy.
The victim came to the doorway, and shots were fired from the ground, not only from the ground, but also from the apartment at each other. And the victim was hit in the chest, came back inside the apartment where he passed away. Investigators believe the dispute started on social media. There was some talk about some social media chatter where some people were calling each other out. Police are now searching for at least one suspect as they continue to piece together what happened. It was pretty wild and chaotic at first. People's cooler heads have prevailed. They're calmed down now and they're being cooperative. Some of the parents took their kids and left right away. Others, some went to the police precinct, to the 6th precinct, and gave statements, which was appreciated because that's where we got a lot of our good information.
Police say this is still a very active investigation. We reached out to Hawthorne Suites, but they declined comment. Reporting live in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
All right, Jacqueline, certainly a very scary and sad situation. Thank you. Detroit police are asking for the public's help in identifying a person of interest in an armed robbery. Take a good look here. Police say the robbery took place on Thursday afternoon around 2:30 near East 7 Mile and John R. in Highland Park. Anybody who recognizes this man in this photo or has any more information is asked to call the Detroit Police Department. Well, there are just a few hours left in 2022, so happy New Year's Eve, everybody. It does feel a bit different for a lot of folks this year with fewer COVID-19 restrictions in place. The most iconic New Year's party, of course, always taking place in Times Square in New York City, which, as we can see here at this live look of Times Square, already pretty busy, pretty crowded down there. People started claiming spots this morning in anticipation of the midnight ball drop. And of course, in some parts of the world, it's already 2023. Sydney, Australia was among the first major cities to welcome in the new year with their annual fireworks display. 7,000 fireworks were launched from the Sydney Harbour Bridge and another 2,000 fireworks from its iconic Opera House. It all happened in front of a crowd of more than 1 million people. And taking a look at a few other celebrations in that part of the world here. A spectacular fireworks display in Thailand there on the left side of your screen over the river Bangkok, as well as Victoria Harbor on the right in Hong Kong. And this is a good time to remind everybody here locally in Michigan that AAA is offering to help keep impaired drivers off the road during the holiday season. Their Tow to Go program provides transportation for drivers and their vehicles to a safe location within a 10-mile radius. The service is free, but AAA asks that it only be used as a last resort. That program runs through 6 a.m. on Monday. Pope Benedict was the leader of the Roman Catholics from 2005 to 2013 and died this morning at the age of 95. He never wanted to be Pope, but took the job when called upon, and then shocked the world by giving it up when he felt it was time for somebody else to lead the Catholic Church.
Pope Benedict XVI was a clear favorite to fill the vacancy left by his close friend, Pope John Paul II. Born Joseph Ratzinger in Germany, he was ordained as a priest in 1951 and later elected Archbishop of Munich and then elevated to cardinal. Pope John Paul II named Ratzinger the head of the Congregation of the Doctrine of Faith, which meant he enforced and interpreted the doctrine of the Church. Known as a hardliner, he issued a firm Vatican denunciation of same-sex marriage. Then, in 2000, he branded other Christian churches as deficient, shocking several Protestant faiths. He took over as leader of the Catholic Church in 2005 and was credited with strengthening the Catholic Church's core beliefs and encouraging unity among Christians.
The divisions which exist among Christians are a scandal to the word and an obstacle to the proclamation of the gospel.
During his papacy, the Catholic Church was rocked by one of the biggest scandals in decades, the accusations of sexual abuse by priests. He promised reform and apologized to victims, supported a zero-tolerance policy on abuse, and threw hundreds of priests out of the priesthood for abusing minors. He reigned as a pope for 8 years until he announced his resignation in 2013, citing a lack of strength of mind and body due to his advanced age. He became the first pope in 600 years to resign the post and therefore witnessed the selection of his successor. And by doing so, Pope Benedict demonstrated he was not afraid to step aside when he felt it was best for the Catholic Church.
The Vatican says Benedict's remains will be on public display in St. Peter's Basilica starting Monday. His funeral is set to be held on Thursday, January 5th in St. Peter's Square. Pope Francis spoke fondly of Benedict at a service this morning.
And speaking of kindness at this moment, my thought goes spontaneously to dear Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI, who left us this morning. We are moved as we recall him as such a noble person, so kind, and we feel such gratitude in our hearts. Gratitude to God for having given him to the Church and to the world. Gratitude to him for all the good he accomplished, and above all, for his witness of faith and prayer.
And this statement from the Archdiocese of Detroit Archbishop Alan Vigneron saying of Benedict, while his many gifts have long been evident, his penetrating intellect, his piety, his courage, what resonates with me now is his profound humility and the gentleness with which he exercised his ministry.
New at 6.
This is what's left of a Pontiac family's home, and now they're left with nothing. But you can help. We show you how tonight.